2025 was not the year Tesla dominated the EV market, but it was the year Tesla officially stopped being valued as just an EV company. EV margins were under pressure, competition intensified, and yet Tesla's long-term story quietly shifted from selling cars to deploying AI. That change, subtle but structural, is what most headlines missed in 2025. Hi, this is Ken. If you're a Tesla investor or long-term follower, this video is for you. Today, I'm not here to hype the stock, and I'm not here to predict the future. Instead, I want to do something more valuable. I want to clearly organize what actually happened at Tesla in 2025, why the market reacted the way it did, and how you should frame Tesla going forward, without emotion, without noise. By the end of this video, you'll understand why some people say Tesla is struggling, while others say Tesla is just getting started. Both views exist, and both come from the same set of facts. Let's start with the raw facts. In 2025, Tesla faced real pressure in its EV business. Price competition intensified across the US, Europe, and China. Chinese manufacturers pushed aggressively on cost and speed. As a result, Tesla cut prices multiple times. Sales volumes remained solid, but margins declined. This wasn't about demand disappearing. It was about EVs becoming a more competitive, more mature market. At the same time, something else happened. Tesla launched limited Robotaxi operations in Austin, Texas, and FSD version 14 rolled out more broadly, with a clear focus on real-world driving. On the surface, 2025 looked like a mixed year. Underneath, something much bigger was starting to move. Let's talk about Robotaxi first. In 2025, Tesla did not launch a massive, fully autonomous Robotaxi network. There was no nationwide rollout, no instant profitability, no sci-fi moment. Instead, Tesla did something far more important. They moved the Robotaxi from concept to operation, limited vehicles, controlled routes, safety supervision. Not impressive at first glance, but critical from a strategic standpoint, because once a system operates on public roads, it enters a completely different phase. It's no longer a promise, it's a product being tested by reality. The same applies to FSD. FSD V14 wasn't about flashy demos, it was about usability, consistency, and data collection. Tesla wasn't trying to convince the public, they were training the system, and that distinction matters. Here's where 2025 becomes truly interesting. Throughout the year, Tesla was increasingly discussed not as an EV manufacturer, but as an AI and autonomy company. Analyst notes shifted tone, media narratives changed, and most importantly, stock price reactions changed. Bad EV headlines didn't hit Tesla the way they used to. Meanwhile, small updates on FSD or autonomy carried outsized impact. That tells us something. The market wasn't ignoring EVs. It was simply starting to care more about something else. Tesla's cars were no longer being valued primarily as vehicles. They were being valued as data collecting nodes for an AI system. This didn't happen overnight, but in 2025, the shift became visible. So, what did all of this mean for investors in 2025? If you were tracking Tesla purely through EV metrics, deliveries, margins, ASPS, 2025 probably felt disappointing, even frustrating. Margins compressed, price cuts continued, competition intensified, but if you watched how the market reacted rather than just the numbers, a different story emerged. Tesla's stock stopped behaving like a traditional automaker. Negative EV news no longer caused immediate structural sell-offs. Meanwhile, relatively small autonomy-related updates began moving sentiment. This is subtle but important. It suggests the market had already begun separating Tesla's EV business From Tesla's long-term value proposition, EVs became the foundation, autonomy became the option value. Here's an unexpected fact from 2025 that often gets overlooked. Despite margin pressure and aggressive price cuts, Tesla did not scale back its investment in AI, autonomy, or compute. In a year when many companies cut future projects to protect margins, Tesla did the opposite. They accepted short-term EV margin pain to accelerate long-term AI capability. That tells us something very important about management's priorities. Tesla wasn't defending the past. They were buying time for the future. Most companies protect profits first and vision later. Tesla flipped that order in 2025. So, what does 2025 set up for the future? 2025 was not the year Robotaxi succeeded. It was the year Robotaxi became testable. 2026, therefore, won't be about promises. It will be about conditions. Can Tesla expand Robotaxi beyond limited geographies? Can regulatory frameworks move from exceptions to standards? Can FSD demonstrate consistent reliability at scale? If those conditions are met, Tesla's valuation framework changes dramatically. If they are not met, Tesla remains a strong EV company with compressed margins. There is no middle ground anymore, and that's exactly why opinions on Tesla are so divided right now. As a long-term investor, here's how I see 2025. Tesla did not win the EV market this year, but Tesla clearly exited the phase where autonomy was just a story. 2025 was the year Tesla crossed from imagination into implementation. That transition is uncomfortable. It brings regulation, scrutiny, and uneven results. But it's also the only path towards something structurally bigger than EVs. For long-term investors, the key is patience and clarity. Don't overreact to short-term EV noise. Don't blindly believe autonomy hype either. Watch execution, watch expansion, watch data. That's where Tesla's real story now lives. In the next video, I'll break down what must happen in 2026 for Tesla's AI and autonomy story to truly move forward, and what outcomes would signal that progress is stalling. If today's analysis helped you frame Tesla more clearly, feel free to leave a like. And if you want calm, long-term Tesla insights without the noise, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language, so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.